So that's the interclub. 4 members are present. Where there are 7 or more members, that is described as a fellowship. So why this is important to us, apart from the fellowship that generates, is a good opportunity for members of other clubs to visit clubs and enjoy the fellowship and engage with other members. So, before the Division 23 was split into 2, 23 East and Central, we had competitions for two shields. We had the two shields. We had one for interclub, and the other one was for fellowship. Since the division, the 23 East and 23 Central, we now have 2 shields that we compete for. For interclub is known as the interclub, the really recent interclub shield, and for fellowship, the Paddy Watson shield. Now, just a reminder, Kiwanis, those online and here, that the procedure when you're going on the interclub is you should advise the host club of your visit and not spring a surprise on you. It's easier now because lots of meetings are online, but before pre-COVID, we used to interclub. We used to travel distances as far as 150. We're going to somewhere like Eagle. So you would advise them that we're coming down, they make proper arrangements for your visit. So that's for the benefit of both you, Christopher, and Wentworth. All right? So normally what we do is we prepare a schedule of visits so you know well in advance when we're visiting a certain club, and if you are able to, then you can join us on that particular visit. Okay? Thank you very much, Kiwanis. That's your Kiwanis education for the season.
Thank you, DLG Willie. As usual. And gentlemen, one of the things that I would want to say to you is that the Kiwanis education section of our meetings may be short, but don't underestimate them. A lot of what I intuitively know about the club and so it's either from the Kiwanis education that takes place formally during the meeting, and the Kiwanis education that takes place informally after the meeting, right? So take note of what is said, right? Because you really can't serve a club unless you know what is that the club is all about, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, and what our aims and objectives are. All right. So now we have moved on to
President.
Go ahead.
I think it's also time that you indicate, especially to our inductees, the vast amount of information that is on the Kiwanis International website. Everything to do with life in general, you can find it there. And if you was to read one thing per day, that take a year to read all that Kiwanis International.
That's true, PBT Ralston. And you heard what PBT Ralston said. Also, there is a monthly newsletter. Everybody gets that monthly newsletter, don't they? There's a monthly Kiwanis newsletter. If you just read pieces of that newsletter every month, you'll be surprised the vast amount of knowledge that you gain about the movement. And even right here, one of the things that I discovered is that if you take the time, we have I call it a mini library outside here. You go to, you turn right there, right? If you go inside there and you even thumb through some of the old bulletins that are there, if you read the plaques that are on the wall, that scroll of achievement and all of that, then you get a very good idea of the strength of this movement that you're a part of. All right. I want to welcome Kiwani and Andy. As you, I knew you would be here at some point. All right. So we are now at the induction of our new members, Christopher Anderson and Wentworth Prendergast. Now, as I said early on, they really don't feel new to me because these gentlemen from day one, they have jumped in and they have been active. As a matter of fact, what I would want to say, and you know, I would want to be backed up on this, is that one of the things that I am proud of is that if you go back for the last year or 2 years, the persons who have joined the club, they have jumped in with both feet, right? Normally when things are going on, you see them, they do support, and we do need that. So at this point, we will go into the induction ceremony, and that will be led by LG Desmond Bachelor.
Thank you, President Newton. Yes, but President Newton, you have a duty here to do, so
Okay.
you can stay with me,
Okay.
and you can start.
Okay. Now, one of the things that we know, if we remember why we joined Kiwanis, it's because Kiwanis care about our community, right? We care about our community. And that is why we joined Kiwanis. So when we join Kiwanis Club, we connect with other servant leaders because that's what we are inside here. We're all servant leaders. We're here to serve, right? And thereby we multiply the impact that we have on those who we are trying to help. So what one of us can accomplish, if 10 of us are doing it, it's like 50 of us working. So the increase is exponential, right? So we give up our time and our talent to enrich especially the lives of children. Now, we know Kiwanis is mainly geared towards serving children, but we know that we don't stop there. But our focus is on children of this world, right? So we give our time to enrich the lives of children and those in need. Kiwanis is something that we consider, all Kiwanians consider Kiwanis to be something so good that we want to share it. We want to invite all our friends, all our family, all our acquaintances to be a part of this movement, right? And surely there's no better way, there's no better evidence of our willingness to share our Kiwanis experience with others than for us to sponsor a new member into our club. And that, gentlemen, is the primary reason we are here this evening, because we have two new members who we want to sponsor into our club so that they can not only help us to make the world a better place, but they can also come in and experience the joy of what it means to be a Kiwanian.
Thank you, President. Good evening again, fellow Kiwanians, E.T. Ralston, DLG Willie, and Kiwanians Online. It is my pleasure this evening to induct two Kiwanians. But let me just say that the theme for the division this year is transforming the lives of children and empowering communities. This evening, we're very pleased to recognize DLG Willie for his willingness to share the benefits of belonging to Kiwanis. That is the meaningful service great friendships, and lots of focus with lots of fun, really, with our newest members. DLG Willie, please introduce to us your new members.
Thank you, LG. Desmond. This evening, I have been asked to introduce our two new members, Kiwanians Christopher Anderson and Wentworth Prendergast. First, let me introduce Kiwanian Christopher Anderson. I first met Christopher when he turned up at the Secretariat for a games evening held on Tuesday, August 29th. When asked how he learned about our meeting, he said he had seen it on the club's Instagram page, and he wanted to learn more about Kiwanis. The rest is history. He quickly was introduced to the other Kiwanis present that evening, and immediately was immersed in joining them in playing a game of dominoes. He has since been on a number of interclubs, participated in a number of the club service projects, and attended the club's October board meeting. Christopher is a marketer with WorldNet Microfinance Company located at 20 Malines Road. He is very passionate about helping the less fortunate and senior citizens in our society, as well as the children. He has expressed an interest in being a member of the Human Spiritual Values and Community Services Committee. Let me put our hands together and welcome one of his. The second of our new Kiwanians is Wentworth Prendergast, who I was introduced to a few months ago.
Could you ask him to come up so we can see him on camera? Oh, that would help. Even though we spoke about Christopher already, both of you come.
Christopher, you want?
Yes.
Thank you, DP. Too.
Sometimes we forget that we're hybrid around. Where do you want them to stand?
No, not on this side, because I can't to show both sides at the same time. Just this side.
Beside the edge.
Okay. Okay.
On either side.
Okay.
You can come.
For the Kiwanis and Kiwanis online, this is to my immediate left. This is Kiwanis Christopher Anderson, who I just spoke about. This gentleman on my right is Kiwanis Wentworth Prendergast, who, as I mentioned, I was introduced to a few months ago. Immediately I got talking to him. Our conversation turned to Kiwanis, and he expressed a strong desire in joining the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Like Christopher, he has been present at our weekly meetings, participated in our breakfast feeding program at the Marie Atkins Night Shelter on Hanover Street. He has participated in a number of interclubs and attended a board meeting. Wentworth is the managing director of Orney's Metal Fabrication Company at 12 St. James Street, Crossroads, for the installation and the repairs to Orney's. Wentworth has a strong desire to work with our service leadership program. Being a former member of St. Andrew Technical Key Club, and would like to go back to assist as a Kiwanian advisor at the school. Kiwanian, Wentworth married, has 3 lovely children, 2 daughters and 1 son. He's a family man, kind, and as a courier, goes out of his way to help others, even sometimes maybe at his own expense. He cares for children and loves to serve, and this is the reason why he is a member of the Kiwanis family. So the Kiwanis,
I, as the president of the club, I need to lead a charge to you, gentlemen. So, Christopher and Wentworth, it is expected that you will regularly attend club meetings, right? It is expected that you will attend committee meetings. You have already both indicated the committees that you would want to be a part of. We don't want you to be a part of those committees in name only, right? We want persons who are going to be there. Action is what we want. And we expect you to participate in, if not all, most of the activities of the club, right? Now you will, I'm pretty sure that you will appreciate that if you do not participate in the activities of the club, meaning attending meeting, attending committee meeting, participating in all projects, you will soon get disillusioned and you will wonder, why is it that you are a member of this club, right? So my charge to you is that attend your meetings, whether it's club meetings, committee meeting, participate in the projects, and you will find that you have a wonderful time in Kiwanis. Thank you guys.
Thank you, President. Kiwanians, Christopher and Wentworth, you have joined a 109-year strong global organization, one that will serve even more children in the 2nd century of existence. Question is, are you ready to join thousands in this movement to improve the lives of children?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you ready to serve and have fun?
Yes.
Great. Are you ready to bring smiles to the faces of children and hope to families in our communities?
Yes.
Great. Well, I'm indeed pleased and privileged to formally induct you as members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. And I will now present you with your pins, certificate of membership. May we give this space not so convenient, you'd rather it here, right?
Yes.
Can you turn?
You want to? We can turn it around.
Yeah, please. Right, let's do it. We have a little more space outside here.
VP Steven,
Pinning.
I mean, PD Steven, you, tonight you're going to have to be paparazzi.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah. Very good, yes. That's it.
And thank you, sir, for deciding to be here.
Do you want?
Maybe invite us all,
You can invite us all to come and shake.
invite all to stand, and as we reaffirm the objects of Kiwanis International. Please stand.
To give primacy to the human and spiritual rather than to the material values of life. To encourage the daily living of the golden rule in all human relationships. To promote the adoption and the application of higher social, business, and professional standards. To develop by precept and example a more intelligent, aggressive, and serviceable citizenship. To provide through Kiwanis a practical means to form enduring friendships, to render outreach service, and to build better communities. To cooperate, integrating, and maintaining that sound public opinion and high identity, which makes possible the increase of righteousness, justice, patriotism, and goodwill.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Oh, I think we are supposed to shake his hand.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, you willing? Yes, you willing. The Kiwanis Club of Kingston, and indeed, Kiwanis movement. Thank you for your willingness to share the fun, the fellowship, the friendship, and the values of service in Kiwanis with our newest members. A new member for any Kiwanis club means new ideas, new enthusiasm, greater fellowship, and greater service as we live the motto of Kiwanis International, which is serving the children of the world. New members help us to become more impactful, more relevant, and more diverse. Today, Kiwanis Club of Kingston has added more hands to serve the children in our community. Let us all now, as we are standing, introduce ourselves and welcome Kiwanians Christopher and Wentworth. Let them know why you love the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Go ahead, gentlemen. Shake hands. Tell them about the club and your love for the club.
Friendly. Welcome, Master. Welcome. One of the best people we have ever been. Trust me.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Christopher.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if somebody.
Yeah.
Congratulations, my friend.
Hey.
Congratulations. Yes, you willing?
Thank you.
But-
Thank you very much. Nice to see you again, Andy.
And my heartiest welcome to Kiwanians Christopher and Wentworth.
PDC was having a problem a while ago checking the picture because of the height differential.
Oh, okay. Now I invite PDT and PDT's past district trustee, Ralston Nunes, to tell you so much why we all love the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Let's welcome PDT.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Kiwanians, and I say that to Kiwanians. I heartily welcome you Kiwanis Club of Kingston. And I just wanted to say that you have become a member of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, which is the first Kiwanis Club in the country. Founded in 1964 by Frank Melhado, father of Kiwanis Internet. So all other clubs are offspring of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Daughters, sons, granddaughters, and great. And so we cherish our position in the Kiwanis movement. And I want to charge you with the responsibility that you understand what you have taken on this evening. It's an awesome responsibility, but it's something that is easily achieved because of the cooperation of the members of this club. So anything that you can conjure up in your mind, I encourage you to make it known to the club. So we will take it on. But if it is not worthy, we'll also tell you that it is not. But I want you to enjoy the journey. The fact that you have taken this step tells me that you have a certain amount of commitment to humanity and serving humanity. And therefore, the support is here, and we want to make your contribution the best that it can be. And this is why I want to heartily welcome you, both of you, to our School of Peace.
Thank you, PDT Ralston. And let me ask gentlemen something that PDT Ralston hinted at. Do not expect, we expect you to participate fully. But do not expect that because an idea comes out of your head, that automatically we're going to say, yeah man, it's a good one, run with it. It may be a good idea, we just can't run with it at that time. What we don't want you to do is get at a point where you're saying, well, they're not doing what I suggest, so we're not going to, it don't make sense, I contribute that way. No, that's not what we're about, right? And remember, one of the things that I always tell people is that if every time you hear, yes, you can grow, it's the no's that you hear in your life that you grow by, right? So just remember, there are members in this club. You're in this club less than a year. You have members who are in this club 40 years. They have no more right here than you. By their experience, they can guide you, right? But that guiding you is not saying they have more right than you. And what you have to remember is that sometimes don't watch the tone, because you might hear a tone and you think that the person is rejecting you. No, right? They're not. All right. Now, at this point, we would normally have the Sergeant at Arms. Well, that's where we are. No, I'm at introduction of the 2023-24 administration and our goals. I don't know why I am running to the Sergeant at Arms. All right, so I'm going to just go through quickly the persons who are in the 2023-2024 administration. Now, one of the things that I want persons online and here to remember, the administration is not the club. The administration is voted in to take the lead in the leadership of the club, right? Sometimes people believe that the administration is voted in to carry the full weight of the club. That is not so. That's why you have to, each member of the club needs to join a committee, and they need to be an active participant in that committee, right? Okay, so let me go through the list of the organization chart for this 2022-2023. For those of you who don't know, my name is Peter Rambian. And I am the president until the 30th of September 2024. All right. Or, well, one thing I can tell you, one of the things I never can understand, really, is that I've heard presidents saying that, boy, from day one, they were just dying for the term to end. That won't be me, right? What I will be dying for is at the end of the period to look back and see what it is that my administration achieved, right? So I am the current president, and you all know that Junior Stewart, that gentleman who I think if you're online and you're seeing him, I think that's his face you're seeing. He's the IPP, right? I think he's somewhere in Florida getting presents for the rest of the club that he's gonna care about. Well, that's what I hear, right? Now, the gentleman sitting to my left over here, Stephen Gray, he is the president-elect, right? And you all know Stephen. He does the birthdays and anniversaries each week, and he's the gentleman who ran the meeting for most of last week. So you already see from what he did last week that he's actually ready. Even a year out, he's ready to take on the role of president, right? Now, in this club, one of the things that we have always said, one of the things that I've always heard is that if you have somebody to ask something, ask them, don't guess. Because if you guess, you can be 50% right or 50% wrong. And that's why, as president, you are allowed an advisor. An advisor is usually a VP, right? A distinguished president, or somebody like a PDT, like PDT Ralston, who knows the rope, who can look and steer you away from some pitfalls, make your life easier. Now, I am one of them. I like achievement, and I also like to do it in the most painless way. So what I have done, I have 2 advisors, not one. I have 2 advisors. I have VP Richard Reese and VP Dalma James as my 2 advisors, right? Now, for some of the committees, and we know VP Garfield Wint. Now, you new members probably do not know VP Garfield Wint because he has been under the weather for a couple of weeks. But once he is back here and once he's in the room, you will know that that is VP Garfield Wint, right? Because he fills the role in more ways than one, right? So Vice President will be Garfield Wint. Very important is our finance committee, right? Because as people are fond of saying, it takes cash to care. And if the club is broke, then what we have, is wish. We wish we could do this and we wish we could do that. But as a practical thing, you can't move, right? So as our chairman of finance, we have VP Jeff Messano. He has held down that post for some time now. He's very astute at it, and so he returns as the chairman for the finance committee. Chairman of major projects and welfare. Now, major projects and welfare. One of the major projects that we had that has been running, I think, across the last 2 administrations is the expansion of the secretariat. A lot of work has been done. COVID slowed us down a bit, but I know we are going to get back up, right, pretty soon. And there are other major projects that will come up. Welfare, you see, it's so often we talk about leaving Jamaica to go Africa to do missionary work, and we will never look at helping somebody who's in Jamaica here. Reel it back into the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. There are so many persons who have served this club with distinction, who when they were up and running, where the health and strength and finances and all of that, they served this club well, who are now at a position in life where they need some attention from us, the members of the club, to say, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for having carried the club to this point where we can stand on the achievements that you helped to create to bring the club even further. And we figured that we need that that cannot be something that is left to just, if it happen, it happen. So we have two chairpersons for that, major projects and welfare. And I'll tell you why we have two. And the two are DP Major Richard Rees and Kiwani and the Baptiste. Right? Now, why is it that we have twinned major projects and welfare? Simply because major projects by itself may not have enough coming along to fully occupy a chairman, right? So Major Rees has been, and in terms of welfare, DP Rees, Major Richard Rees, has been playing the role. He's the one who has been visiting most of the visits to members who need that, so he has been involved with it, right? We have spoken to Kiwani and the Baptiste, and I mean, I don't know if it's because of his profession, but you see the caring and the you know, it's sometimes let's say it's kind of a way for a man to say this, but you see that the love and attention that he will give to members of the club in finding out where are you, what's happening, why is it that we're not seeing you. So so major projects and welfare, VP Major Richard Rees and John Baptiste. Our treasurer remains Arvin Lewis, and I know PDT Ralston is going to add something to it. But let me just say, we have invited DLG Willie to be our secretary. He has been so good at it. Really, no one else can do it like he has done. We have invited him back to be the secretary, and he has so consented, right?
I have a question, President.
Yes.
Since you asked, do you have an assistant?
We do not, and
I suggest that you have somebody on this.
I agree. And I totally agree. And one of the things that has been detained in my mind as of recent times, PDT Ralston, is that not only DLG William as the secretary, but there are other posts in the club. For example, the one currently held down by DLG Easton and other persons that we do need.
PDT.
Huh? Assistant PDT. No, I think with you we have 4 already. So, right? But I do believe though that there are certain positions, right? DP Stewart's position.
Yes.
Right? We need persons. We need to make those positions redundant. If somebody decides to go to England for 2 months, we can't tell them they can't go because you need it at the club. There must be somebody who is at least at 75% of their capabilities. So that's one of the things that's detained in my mind, right? And I'm pretty sure we will have it done before the end of this administration. So okay, Secretary William Rees, Treasurer Arvin Lewis, Chairman of Strategic Planning, DP Dalma James is pulling double duty as President Advisor to the President and also as Chairman of Strategic Planning. But you will notice that several Kiwanians are pulling double duties, especially some of the DPs, right? And it also underlines what PDT Ralston has said, the need for us to start the grooming process, the need for us, dare I call us OGs, right? For us to start grooming process so that we can ensure the strength of the club going forward. Now, the directors, we have Director of Service Leadership is Andrew Burton. Director of Fundraising, Dalma James, DP Dalma James, and I think he's also the same at the district level, right?
Yes, he's a treasurer.
Right, treasurer is a treasurer, right? Director of Membership Growth and Retention, Warren McDonald. Director of Club Meeting Bulletins and PR is Arsenio Sawyers. Director of HSB and Community Service, I think, who is going to HSB? One of you gentlemen going to HSB, right? That's Harold Hamilton. He's the director, right? And Director of Interclub in Orion Garden. Now, I know there are some names that we may call and you're thinking that we don't know those faces. One of the things that we're going to want to do fast speed is make sure that we get back to where everybody knows everybody. No, you go ahead.
For the sake of time and efficiency, is that impossible that all these persons will call? For example, if I had not known major risks by virtue of public figure or associated with CB, I would not have known him or known of him. So I'm asking, when is it possible that all these persons to get a chance to just meet them? If it is in one time, you know that they are there, they will interact, X, Y, and Z, but just for one session, one interaction, one club, just need to meet them in person.
Here's one thing I can guarantee you, that over the next many years, I think the club has been what, 103 persons? Somewhere around there? I can guarantee you that over the next many years, there will still be members who you don't know. Because it is, you know, it's hard to get some persons out. But in terms of the leadership, you are correct. Because if you are in a leadership position, then it must be that you have presented yourself to the membership and said, here I am. Those of you who don't know me, this is what I look like. Those of you who know me and don't remember what I look like, this is what I look like. One of the things, so that will happen. That will happen. I guarantee you that will happen. Also, let me just digress quickly that one of the things that has been in the making for the last year and a half, you know, is a members handbook that includes pictures and bio of each member of the club. But all of that, we're hoping to get done. But the short answers to your question about you knowing that these members in the leadership is that it will be done. I can't tell you no when, but it's something we're working on because it is important, right? Right. Well, and the face-to-face meetings that we are getting back to, and that's why we have this one hybrid. It will also help you not to know just the leadership of your club and the members of your club, but the leadership and members of other clubs. Because remember, you know, even though each club is still trying to say we are Kiwanis, Club of Kingston, we are not St. Andrew, whatever, we all come out, the first thing first is Kiwanis, right? Kiwanis, and then everybody try to distinguish or differentiate themselves, right? The youth services chairman is returned as Owen Young. The fundraising, you remember the fundraising director is Lambert James. The fundraising chairman is Sadiq Ibn. Him you will definitely meet. Membership growth and retention, not detention. Membership growth and retention chairman returns as DLGE Stan Dodwell. And most persons know DLGE Stan Dodwell. He is the one who did the Kiwanis education at the beginning of the administration. Club meeting chairman continues to be VP Stuart Spencer. And HSV, Human and Spiritual Values and Community Service chair, we have two chairpersons for HSV because it is such an important part of what we do. We have two persons. We have Avian Shaw and we have Carlo Mason. And why is it that we have two chairmen here? The HSB and Community Service, you can almost, they were, I think at one stage, there were two different committees. Correct. We have now amalgamated them because we think we'll get better mileage out of it that way. So we have 2 chairmen. Interclubbing chairman remains DLG William Marisa. Circle K chairman is Joshua Brown, who also doubles as bulletin editor, right? While our Key Club chairman will be Radcliffe Wilson, and our Builders Club chair is Zuri Johnson, who also doubles as the Sarge, doing a great job as the Sarge. Now, each year we have a grand charity ball, and it is such a major event that we have to have a chairman for that. And the chairman for that is Victor McFarlane. Now, this year is our 60th anniversary. It means that as a necessity, we have to do some good things, and we have to do at least one big thing for our 60th anniversary. Having gotten to 60 years is no small feat, right? And if you, as I said earlier, and if you gentlemen take the time to look on the board out here, you have seen that we have done some massive projects in the past, right? And so this year, I would love for us to do a standout project again also. So what we have done, we have asked VP Chris Robinson to be chairman of our 60th anniversary committee. And we have given him the leeway to pull together a team to come up with ideas that we can look at the board level, well, bring it to the general membership, take a decision on it, and move forward. There are some things that we have, other things that we have already agreed on, but we will allow VP Chris to get his committee together, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So, gentlemen and ladies, if there's any lady online, that is the leadership organization for the 2023-24 administration. You will be provided with a copy of the organization chart very shortly. All right. Now, what is it that this administration is all about? And it's not going to be long. We thought about it, we looked at it, and we decided that we didn't want to go into any highfalutin, big sounding thing. We were looking at what is it that we can do that at the end of the period we can say we performed this, we are proud that we achieved that. And the first thing that we started out with was a theme, right? And what was the theme that we came up with? Rekindling the Kiwanis spirit, right? That's the theme we came up with, rekindling the Kiwanis spirit. And I hear Kiwani and Andy around here chuckling. You know why? Because Kiwani and Andy made a presentation about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And when he opened his mouth, on the other hand, I chuckled also. You know why I chuckled? Because what Kiwani and Andy said is that you must think about why you joined Kiwanis in the first place, right? Think back at if you want to be at the point where you are going to be continually serving. Just think. Don't think of how hard or difficult the thing might be now, or who not performing, or who not giving you a hand. Just think back at why you joined Kiwanis in the first place. And that will give you the energy to keep going. Even if when you look there you don't see anybody, it will give you the energy to keep going. And why rekindle the Kiwanis spirit? Because when I read about what happened in the club before, and I talk to people like LG Desmond and DLG Willie and DP Stewart and PDT Ralston and all of that. This club right now is a force to be reckoned with. We do excellent jobs, but guess what happened? In the past, we were like a tornado. We really shook up things. We really, not only in terms of the projects that we we completed. But also in terms of the camaraderie, right? That existed. Just before the meeting, PDT Ralston was just telling me how he locked on with a past president at one meeting. And at the end, one had to drive home the other, right? And then after that, they spent another 3 hours celebrating after that. That is the spirit that we want in the club. People who are here to perform, right? People are here to perform, but also to enjoy themselves, build relationships, right? So we figured that if we can get persons to rekindle the Kiwanis spirit of what used to happen and what we would want to happen, we would have achieved a whole lot for PD Stephen to take it to the next level. So what are some of the goals that we are looking at? Well, first of all, we are looking for this year of a net growth of 4, right? Because let's face it, the club needs hands in order to do the work, right? And we have to keep growing. There are some persons who, for different reasons, sickness, migration, whatever, we have to keep growing. So what we're saying, we need to have at least 4 persons joining this club by the end of September. That means everybody inside here and online, you have a friend, you have a cousin, you have an uncle who you figure their character and all of that is of the magnitude that would let them fit right into this club, right? Invite them to come along. Invite them to come along. You can even invite them on project. We don't have a problem with that, right? No, we also want to get more deeply involved with at least one basic or primary school. And you notice I said get deeply involved, and I didn't say charter, because we don't necessarily have to charter a school in order to get deeply involved with it. Right now we are looking at we actually have 2 schools in our view that we think we can do a whole lot for, right? Because in the end, whether we get them chartered and we get some funds or not, what is important is at the end of the day, are those children better off for us having been in their institution? And if the answer is yes, then it means that we would have achieved what we wanted to achieve, right? We need to re-engage all SLP clubs. Now, why do I say that? We know we have SLPs. We know we have them on the books, right? But mainly because of COVID and partly because we have had difficulty in having persons coming along volunteering as advisors. We don't believe, my administration don't believe that currently we are as involved with SLPs as we should be, right? As I said, a big part of it was COVID, right? In previous years, we were always there. We were always with them. I mean, the only time that we would kind of back off is when it comes around the exam time, which at that time you needed to give them their space, but we're always there. We need to recognize COVID is past, and we need to get back to where we were pre-COVID, and also even bypass that. DLG Willie and I just to strengthen that. DLG Willie and I were at St. Hugh's installation on Friday gone, and you would not believe the energy that was in the room. It was you had people from where? DLG, Dunoon, JC, KC, the energy that was in the room was phenomenal, right? And to tell you the truth, I mean, I'm on camera now. I might as well confess on camera. I kind of got a little jealous because I'm standing there and every half a second, somebody else is coming to hug up DLG Willie. Oh, DLG, I haven't seen you for long, and you know, and I'm saying, you know, if you were there to see it, then you realize that the importance that we play in these kids' lives, right? And some of them not kids anymore, they're teenagers. All of these were teenagers. You realize the way how they related to DLG Willie. The way how they were no interested in telling him where they are. I'm at UTech doing actuarial science, and I'm at UWI doing this, and I'm, you know, and it said you only, I have kids who were once teenagers. And I know that the only way they relate to you that way is if they feel close enough and respect you, and they figure that you are there for them, right? And I looked and I said, DLG Willie, that one day I'm going to get here too, right? I'm going to get here too. So we need to engage all the SLPs. We really need to re-engage them. Not just to say, oh, we went to one thing for them. No, we need to let them know that we're there for them, right? We need to cooperate. One of the things that we have done is that we need to cooperate with other Kiwanis clubs to implement successful joint projects. And let me tell you why I said that. If we try to go it alone, we realize that if we try to go everything alone, we won't get as far as we can if we cooperate with other people. And for example, we know that there's and we'll get to that, our Kiwanis one-day project on Saturday. We're joining with nation builders, right? Further on, we figure that we also want to do something with disabled children. We already know that the people there are people at nation builders who know more about dealing with disabled children than we do, right? So we want, because remember, you know, as members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, yes, we want to get the accolades and stuff to say we did this and we did that. But really what we want to hear is that we were a part of making a difference in these children's lives. And we also want to raise sufficient funds. I alluded to it earlier. Sufficient funds to finance services. I have been at the committee level, and I've heard the good ideas that we have had come up, but we have had to share them because guess what? We can't finance them, right? And so, you know, this year we are looking at wherever there are occasions for us to raise funds so that we can do what we really want to do, we're going to take it. So for example, in December, right there, Willie? In December, we have a play we are coming up. And we need everybody to sell like crazy, like your life. In January. We need people to sell like your lives depend on it. I'm pretty sure we're going to have the wine and cheese party, right? We're going to have that because that is a fundraiser. The Christmas ball is coming up. We need everybody. If the least that anyone who is listening to me, or whether you're online or so, the least you need to do is buy a ticket. If you can't do anything else, then buy a ticket, right? And if buying a ticket means that you're not going to eat lunch for 1 week, then don't eat lunch for a week and buy a ticket, right? Because remember, that one ticket that you have bought probably put together and go to help 10, 15 kids, right? And we are going to support YCPO even deeper. We are discussing with the chairman and all of that because, you know, there are some, and we figure there are some play facilities and all of that we, playground facilities and all of that we can improve. One of the things that you find that educators will tell you is that children learn by play. Children, most of their learning comes from play. But if they don't have proper places to play, then what has happened right there is that their learning is stagnant, right? And our last goal, which is outlined but not completely defined, is that we need to commence a major project. We don't know what that will be yet. We don't know what format that will take. As we say, VP Chris is leading that charge, and we are having all the discussion. But we think that as a club that did some mammoth projects in the past, and this is our 60th anniversary, we need to do something big this year. We have had recommendations. In the past we have had close ties with the blood bank. We have helped to build stuff, physical facilities for them. We have provided them with equipment and all of that. We are looking at all of that, but we are not limited to that. So anyone who, whether online or present here, who has an idea, pass it on to me, pass it on to Secretary Willie, pass it on to DP Chris, because we really need to have a bang year this year. We're now 60-year-old, right? And as I started out, this club is we're not only the oldest Kiwanis club, we're the deepest in terms of talent. In terms of knowledge, in terms of you name it. We're the deepest Kiwanis club around, and we need to show it. We need to show it. All right? Okay, thank you.
There was one question online. Somebody asked which are the schools, high schools that come under North South.
Which are the high schools? Well, we know we have KC, we have
St.
George's,
We have St. Hugh's,
Dunoon.
we have Hillel. I know we used to have the stats there.
Kingston High, Stars, Kingston.
Kingston. So there are about 8 or 9. 8, actually 8 and 9 builders clubs. I have 2 questions.
Any more questions? Yes, Anthony.
Right. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
President. Just 2 things. One, the goals, the president's goals.
Right.
Would it be that the committees have already translated them or transformed those into actions in order to achieve the club's goals?
No. The short answer to that is no. But we have started them, even though we are behind, because that should have happened already. But we have started having the discussions with the chairman and the directors. I know some of them from the discussions we have had most likely have started. It's just for us now to get the feedback and those that have not started to make sure that they do get a push start.
Thank you. Second question is, when I look at the chart,
Yes.
I see a number of chairmen here who I see are new.
Yes.
At the President's Training Conference that you had just earlier, I didn't see them there. We plan to have another training session for them, and more so the SLP members. So will there be another training session shortly?
Okay. And the direct answer to that is that we had not planned one, but one of the things that will always happen with this administration is if we hear a good idea, we're going to run with it. So I will make note of it, and we will do that at an appropriate time. And I do understand that an appropriate time would have to be sometime soon, because they cannot be effective until they. It does make sense. They are performing, and then you train after. The training comes first, but also what we will do in the one thing I can do in the meantime is that each of them was provided with the training material. Right? They were provided with the training material. So what we will do, we will work on some sort of, don't know exactly how we will do it yet, but just to ensure that people did not just get the training material and use it as a doorstop.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because it is important. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I feel that was just wanted to pause. That's not why. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, welcome.
Surprisingly, we didn't meet him and say, yeah, really, I am recommending him the first thing to become a member.
Okay.
He's former from Georges,
Okay.
and he's a practicing architect, so he can make use,
Great.
hopefully, of his skill set to the top.
Okay, great. Good. All right. And
You
for
do
those-
only, you do only of the three.
Yes, yes.
And for those online who didn't hear that, as you know, Mr. Prendergast just became one of our newest members, and his wife and his son just walked in to see where he will be spending his Tuesdays.
Not only Tuesday.
Okay,
Not only
so
Tuesday.
in order that we can welcome you properly, can I have your name, Mrs. Prendergast? Erica. So that's Erica Prendergast. And
William.
William. Erica and William. So we want to, oh, and by the way, in Kiwanis, we are on first name basis. So Erica and William are here, and Daddy has also made the promise that William will soon be a member. And I tell you, as an architect, I will tell you there are many persons, quantity surveyors and architects, and so in this club, who I am pretty sure you will bond with. So welcome. You see that whenever he leaves home on a Tuesday, he's coming to something well worthwhile, and we don't only operate on Tuesdays. Tuesdays we meet here, but we go sometimes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So from now, I'm just begging up. Whenever he says he's going on a Kiwanis project, please, I am begging for him. Just know it. All right. Thank you. Welcome.
Question.
Yeah.
Have we ever had a father and son as a member before?
And Louis.
How about Victor, my father?
This
I
is
mean, I-
Blackwood. His son was a member.
Blackwood?
Don't,
I think that's the first.
don't.
So we look forward to that.
So for those online who didn't hear what DP Stuart just realized something that we have never, well, nobody can remember us having a father and son being member of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston at the same time. So history is about to be made in the next couple of months. So William, welcome. Any other questions? Online here? None? Okay, so if we have no other questions, let's continue.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Are you finished this part?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I just want to come in to say something that I don't think I've heard quite as detailed a presentation of by president of his goals and the presentation of his team, and also interjected with your own ideas. It flowed very well, and I just want to comment on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. As I said at the beginning, this administration is not one of those that is going to be praying for the year to be finished. This administration is looking out at the end of the year to say, what did we achieve? Right? Not for the year to be finished, but to achieve. So thank you, sir. All right. We are now, is the Sarge online?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, the Sarge is not online.
Thanks, Stan is down.
Oh, okay.
Stan.
Okay, DLG Stan, are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, sir. I see I have you down here for a vote of thanks. Did you hear me, DLG? Are you still hearing me, DLG, Stan?
Yes, I'm with you now.
Okay. So I'm saying that I see we have you down for a vote of thanks.
Yes, I know. I saw the agenda.
Okay,
Thanks
sir.
for having
All
me.
yours.
But I thought the Masons were also father and son.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're quite right with that. You're quite right. That's recent, that's recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right.
You gentlemen missed it by about 4 months.
President,
Yes, LG.
first of all, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Governor Desmond Batchelor for leading the induction of the new members. And thank DLG Willie Reason for introducing the 2 new members to the club. I would like to also recall that they had got the orientation prior to being inducted. So they are well inducted and oriented in Kiwanis. That's when I presented the orientation last month. The other members who made this evening possible, I'd like to thank DP Stuart Spencer. He was able to set up this hybrid meeting so that those of us who were not able to attend in person were able to participate. I'm seeing 25 persons online now, and some of the members were already introduced as SLP members. This meeting went very well. Your presentation in presenting your administration is well taken, and I see you had put a lot of research and passion into it. And this augurs well for the beginning of the year, and I'm sure that you will have a good year. Once again, thanks very much for a very good one.
Thank you, DLG. And we know that these things don't happen without you having a hand or a foot or a body in it. So thank you also. All right. Now we are down to notices. Okay. Sergeant Tata. Okay, yes, PDT answer.
I sit in the back of the room strategically, and what I notice is that sometimes we don't even understand where we are at and what we have. And I saw you and Wentworth pointing to people on the wall, pointing to the history of this club. And that to me is a very significant point. You know, and we need to cherish it and understand. So when we come here face to face, a special moment. And this is why I've always been saying that induction ceremonies are personal. And I've never encouraged my club to participate in mass induction because it comes impersonal. And so what we understand is that Kiwanis being inducted, it brings this family a proud moment for all of them, and just pointing to this. I want to just make that.
Thank you, PDT Ralston, and it is well taken. As I think I said to somebody this evening, I remember when I joined the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, and I walked into this room, and I looked on the wall, and I'm saying, but hold on. These are people who, many of the persons on the wall, I never met personally, but I knew them. I knew them because they were people who, I don't want to say people of significance, in case it's taken around. But there are people who did something for this country during their lifetime, so that they were either written up about or something, right? And that is one of the first indication when you walk into the Kiwanis Club at Kingston and you walk into this room and you look on the wall, you see that we are people serious about achievement. We are people serious about achievement. if there are certain people you see up there who are on that wall, this club must be a club that is serious about achievement, right? It's not a social club, although that's a part of it too.
And I am on the wall.
And you're on the wall, sir. All right. Well, I understand that the charge is not on. So what we will do this evening, we will just have a blanket fine of $300 for each member. Yeah.
Name of collector. Kiwanis.
Yeah, Kiwani and Christopher, you get a job this evening. You need to collect $300 from every member inside here, except the president. Right?
Yes.
And you can collect from the guests.
Yes.
Right. So collect from them. And you need to also find out from DP Stewart which members were online,
Yes.
write down the name and collect from them.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, no, hold on there. If the persons who are here, it's $200 contribution to the coffers. Persons who are online, it's $500. So make sure.
They'll come next time, come face to face.
They'll come face to face. All right, notices and announcement and interclubbing opportunities. Del G. Willie, any notices and announcements and interclubbing opportunities?
Thank you, President. May I also extend my welcome to you, Erica. And your son. William.
Same name. Oh, William, addressing William. What are your William?
Name in common. All right, for the Kiwanis and the Kiwanis online, in respect to notice and announcements, just advise the Christmas Ball Planning Committee members that we have a meeting at my house tomorrow at 6 o'clock to continue planning the Christmas Ball. Those members, please make the effort to attend because we need to finalize on a very crucial matter, which is the cost of the ticket. There was some indication to increase the price to 17,500, but there has been a little resistance from some of the members. So we're going to take a final decision on that tomorrow. Regarding interclubbing opportunities, this is called the installation season, where all the clubs within the division have installations. Second to last one will be on Saturday at the Medallion Hall Hotel. That's the installation ceremony for the Kiwanis Club of Capital City. That begins at 6 p.m. The cost is $5,000. And then on Sunday, we have final installation, which is in St. Thomas at the Yellow Seventh-day Adventist Church, and that begins at 4 p.m. And just a reminder that we have an invitation from the president of Nation Builders Kingston, President June, inviting us to their first meeting for the month. And that is on Thursday at 7 p.m. I think sorry, I should have made a note of the guest speaker, which I don't have at hand. But those of us can attend the meeting of Nation Builders Kingston. I'm sure they would appreciate our support. President, those are the announcements, and the interclub now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, I just want to remind everyone here and those online that the Kiwanis One Day project is coming up this Saturday, the 28th, right? And for those of you who don't know who don't know what the Kiwanis one-day project is, it's a day when we find a worthwhile project and we go out and we execute. This year, for this club, the one-day project is at the Chevans Basic School in Standpipe, just around the corner. So this is a basic school that has 47 students between the age of what, 4 to 7,
4 to 7.
Yeah, 4 to 7, right? And we went and we looked and we have decided that, you know, we realized that it's a basic school. It's one of those basic schools that's not just a basic school. It's also a nursery. Because on Saturdays when the mothers don't want to go to work and they don't have anywhere to leave their kids, they send them to school, right? And in, you know, not to be disparaging about any community, but, you know, there are some communities that people sending their kids to school don't mean that they're necessarily contributing financially to the school, because, you know. So we have chosen the Chevans Basic School. What we have realized is that we had intended to go and help them clean up their playground and do some painting of the building. DLG Willie and I went and looked, and one of the things I love about them is that they try to help themselves. So for the beginning of the September term, they actually came together and did a lot of painting of their building. But there is a retainer wall that separates the school from the playground, and some other stuff that we can complete those projects, right? So we will send out further information, and we're looking at getting there at about 9 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock we should be able to wrap up. We are going to be joining with the Kiwanis Club of Nation Builders. They have asked to come on board with us, and as we say, part of our push is to get projects done, not to necessarily take credit for who did it or whatever. So we will be joining with President John Philip Bennett. Okay, great. On Saturday, at the Chevans Basic School. Between tomorrow and the following day, we will send out further notices in the WhatsApp group. But that's where we will be this Saturday. The DCM?
On November the 18th.
Okay.
Saturday, November the 18th.
On Saturday, November the 18th, we'll have our first DCM meeting at the
Divisional Council meeting. Yeah. Manhattan Road.
Manhattan Road, yeah.
At the
Credit Union League. Right. At the Credit Union League. Remember, it is important.
That's at registration 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Great. And it is, believe you me, it is worth the while going. It is worth the while going. If you figure you can't stay for the entire period, then come, leave whenever you have to. But it does help you to understand what Kiwanis is all about, because you mix and mingle with others in this division.
And the divisional church service,
right,
is on Sunday, November 26th at Hope United Church. 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Starting at 8 o'clock.
Okay. I have also been notified. I will once I get further information. I know also that there is a Thanksgiving service, I think at the Hope United, same on the 25th. But I will that some of us might want to attend that. I think it's for B.P. Richard's father.
Oh, yes.
Anglican Church.
Peter's.
Right. Peter and Paul. Right. But guess what? It's November 25th.
I look in my phone.
It's the 25th of November, so we still have enough time for that, the full information to go. But just bear that in mind.
St. Margaret's.
Okay. Is there anyone online who has any announcement that you would like to make? Please go ahead.
Good evening, President Newton, distinguished Kiwanians, guests. The Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay this Thursday will be having our face-to-face meeting. So everyone got to wear something pink Also, it's quiz time, so we're going to test your knowledge and how much you know our heritage. It's 6 p.m. at the RADA office in Montego Bay, so if you're in town, please up over. I've also sent the flyer in the Zoom chat, and I'll forward it to DLG Willie. Thank you. Great presentation, President Newton.
Thanks, thank you, Chairman Crystal. The only problem is now you put me into a tight corner. I don't have anything pink. I have to go buy a pink cap.
That's fine. Your wife would find something pink for
I have to
you.
go buy a pink cap. Thank you. Any other announcements?
Yes, so good night, President Newton,
Good night.
DLG Willie, and my fellow Kiwanians. My name is Matthew Henny, and I'm the VP for the St. George's College Key Club. Right, so we're planning a North Street food drive, right? Collaboration with Kingston College. So we would really want assistance with making the donation, right? Because they require background checks and police records in order for us to carry out the donation, right, to the Jamaican. Wait, 1 second.
Yeah, but he's not finished. Are you finished, VP Matthew? You're not?
Yes, so yes. Sorry about that. Yes, so it's the Jamaica Christian Boys Home, right? And we're planning on doing the donation on the 11th of November, right? So we really appreciate assistance with that.
Tell me something, VP Matthew. Did I give you my number on Friday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just shoot me a line so that we can have the full details so that I can pass it through my board. And so we can see what we can do.
Okay.
All right. And I know you have my number and you have DLG Willie's number. So send us either of us a WhatsApp with the detail and we will take it from there.
Okay, President.
All right. Any other announcements? All right. And let me at this point say I was having so much fun I didn't realize the time has run so far. So forgive me. I tell you, I'm not one who's anxious for the term to finish. So if we have no other announcements, it's now 9:05. So I'm gonna ask us all to raise our glasses. Oh. You know, a very important part of the meeting. I am so. What am I drinking? Thoughts of the Week by DP Stewart.
President Newton, fellow Kiwanis, fellow Kiwanis and guests. Let me just start by saying that I've decided to give up this role. The only thing is I need to find somebody who is willing to take it on. So I'm encouraging, it could be something that a new Kiwanian, you know, there are lots of things that sometimes you read something and you say, hey, that's a good thought. Or you might search for them. You can search for them as well as you can just, if you read a lot of stuff, you can find them. But I want to pass it on because I want more persons to be involved in our actual meetings. And I'm involved in other ways, so I would have somebody else to take on this role. But since we're here, and I know we didn't have a substitute yet, I just thought I would come up with a few. This little black book is my little savior. Here's a simple one. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you are not. Okay, so think about that. And this one you can only be helped by others if you are willing to be hurt by others. That's a John Maxwell quote, and I remember one of his lectures, he talked about a situation where he had this employee who he had opened up to this person, and he thought this person was really going to be great for the organization. And the person let him down. But that didn't mean for him that he should never do it again. Because, as it says, you can only be helped by others if you are willing to be hurt by others. Those are my two thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you know, when VP Stewart said what he said, I thought just occurred to me. And I'm depending on the learned gentleman to my left and on the wall at the back to tell me if it's working. I just thought, VP Stewart, that maybe for thoughts for the week, we should have it in 1 month tranches. It is yours for 1 month. After that month, then it is yours, then yours. So at the end of the year, 12 different persons would have had a chance to participate, giving their thoughts for the week. So it's not left on any one person to do it. All right. So,
President, you already on the WhatsApp group, DP Chris has volunteered to assist with thought of the week.
You mean DP Chris?
Yeah, DP Chris.
Okay.
It's in the WhatsApp group.
So DP Chris
I
is.
thought Marcel had. Was it Chris or both of them?
So we have. So hold on. So what it means?
Marcel had said he would help.
So what it means? We have November and December already.
DP Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I know DP Marcel won't mind either. All right. So at this point in time, again, I apologize for keeping us this late. 9:10.
Yes.
Okay. So at 10 minutes past 9, I'm going to ask us all to stand. Raise your glasses, our imaginary glasses, to Kiwanis International, Jamaica, land we love. This meeting of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston is at 9:10 terminated.
Very good.
By the way, sir, I am pretty sure that after sitting here in this hot room, your wife and your son thirsty, so I beg you to get them a drink. Right? In the lobby, next thing they wonder is what kind of hospital people is hanging around. Anyway, congrats. Congrats. Let me check.
Yeah, we got locked. It got locked. You pulled that lock.
Okay. So you took it.
I took
Great.
it.
Great. Because I need Joshua to get all of these.
But most of them are there already.
Yeah, man, I'll send them out. I need Joshua to get these and myself and can start with the whole thing.
All right. Who's Joshua?
Yeah. Sometimes.
The president.
But I like to understand.
Part of what I try. I'm always trying to go stiff.
You don't get nothing on
Even
this
though
one?
I'm so
Only the email.
it's easier at home. It's a bit sharp and but thank you for
In the WhatsApp group. I'm in the WhatsApp group.
Mr. Sante?
Wentworth.
I am sure. If they haven't, I'll add them tonight. But I need their numbers. You gave me their numbers the other day, so I think I have their numbers. There might be enough.
Chris, so
Are you
you're
in the
the
WhatsApp
WhatsApp?
group?
You haven't seen the WhatsApp from Kiwanis Kingston? Huh?
Okay.
Okay. No, you're not here.
I'll add you. No, give me your number. I will,
No, they're not here. They're not here. Give DPs to George their number. The administrators are myself and DBs. Go.
All right. President.
Yes, sir. All right, take care of your boss, man.
All right.
Thanks. As usual.
LG.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 578 97
970.
02.
And so, I was following my script.
PD Stewart, DP Stewart has it. What is it?
I was writing here. I was writing here.
Oh.
Time President.
Guess what happened? You know what happened to me?
I got carried away with no realizing.
No, because I was watching the time, and then because I realized somebody was taking the pictures, I gave PD Stephen my phone. So when I did the thing to show them, and I saw 905, I said,
Secondly, I want you to realize that on Saturday,